2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio Rosso Competizione, powered by a 2.9 liter twin turbocharged V6, making 505 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. It's essentially the Ferrari California V8 with 2 cylinders chopped off to make that V6. It's paired to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, comes with adaptive dampers standard, carbon fiber drive shaft, and even though it's quoted at weighing around 3,800 pounds, it's actually been weighed in sub 37. We've got double wishbone in the front, multi-link in the rear. In terms of mods, we have an air filter upgrade, we have this carbon fiber rear diffuser, as well as ST-line lowering springs, which are manufactured by KW. Market value for these, the early model years, is right around 40K, and you're getting a lot of car for the money. But they say the first 2 model years are more prone to issues than these later model years. We've got our various drive modes here. We're gonna start in dynamic. Adaptive dampers have 3 modes: soft, mid, and hard. Dynamic is gonna start us off in mid. We press this button, it goes to soft. Let's put this into manual mode. Compared to something like the M3, this has a little bit more drama, more flair, more passion to it. Should go into race mode. It feels so much lighter on its toes than the M3 as well. A few 100 pounds lighter. Okay, now in race mode, we're pogo sticking around everywhere, so we're gonna go dial this back into mid adaptive. I like that these adaptive dampers have such a wide range, low to mid to stiff. You can feel it quite a bit. I think this road is best suited for mid. And they're doing a good job of absorbing this less than stellar road. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit more, actually in mid it's pretty dialed in. I want to go back to soft. I was getting a lot more lateral head movement than I was expecting. In this natural mode. It's actually pretty comfortable though. When you look at something like the M3, I remember thinking that I could never daily it because it's just way too stiff. Back into race mode, make those dampers into mid. Gotta shift before redline by a bit, otherwise it hesitates and gets stuck. Dial this back into natural. Yeah, if you want something that's comfortable, this, because it's a lighter car, they're able to tune it in a way where you can have good body control without needing to be super stiff like the M3. The M3 I would find difficult to daily. This thing feels so much lighter on its toes. Very responsive front end. Steering a little bit lighter than I would like though. Not as much communication either. Let's go back into race, mid. Over the larger bumps, you do get a little bit of crashiness. I could feel traction kicking in. I thought that in race mode it would be disabled, or at least allow a little bit more fun. Got the ESC off button right there, the light on. You can feel this is a very dynamic vehicle. I like how in race mode, if you go into auto, it says best race experience with shifter in manual. I oftentimes talk about the culture of a manufacturer and how that comes across in the vehicle. Here you can see that Italian passion, the drama, the excitement. Whereas I would say the M3 is far more German and clinical and performance focused, with fun being a second, third, or fourth priority. Really great quick shifts from the CF Auto 8-speed. Same unit you're gonna get in a BMW M3. And when you want it to have more exciting shifts, it does that for you. And when you dial it back into comfort and such, it'll give you smooth, easy shifts as well. A lot of pogo sticking right there. And that's even in mid. The adaptive dampers. Go to dynamic now. There's different parts in the road where I feel like the dampers and suspension are well dialed, and then other times when I feel like it's not well dialed. So it seems like over larger magnitude, rougher pavement, it can sometimes get unsettled, it can feel a little bit crashy, but over the smaller to medium-sized things, it does a great job of absorbing the impacts. I love how even the brakes are not overly grabby, they just feel natural. All the inputs here feel very natural. Let's give it a pull. I think if you want a fun daily driver that can do dual duty, you occasionally want to take this to the track. I have seen a quad at the track before, and I think the owner, who was also a plastic surgeon, because me and him, I remember we were talking about plastics, he loved it. He would daily drive it, occasionally take it to the track. Obviously, as a sports sedan, there is a little bit of compromise. Heavier car, larger vehicle versus just a dedicated track toy. But this is a well-rounded vehicle. You can be in relative comfort, and then when you need to, put it into race mode or dynamic mode and have a great time. Now that I've stopped, I do feel a little bit of like, not quite wooziness or dizziness, but I feel there's a lot of lateral head movement on this road with this car setup. So something with the suspension, and I wonder how much of that is actually influenced by the lowering springs, which is of course going to change the way the suspension behaves. Big thanks to the owner, Henry, for letting me review his Quadrifoglio. If you have a car that you want reviewed, visit us on jabalandcars.com, fill out the form on the homepage. Let me know what you think of the Giulia Quadrifoglio with a comment down below. Much love, and I'll see you all in the next one.